Day. It's Thursday, and that means it's time for a little show we call the Crypto Craze.
Yes, indeedy. All right, let's take a look at how some of the top cryptocurrencies are performing this week. We'll start things off with Bitcoin, as we always do. It's on a wild roller coaster ride. We're continuing to watch it because after soaring near that $14,000 level, it's cratered to about $11,000, a little below that. So we're continuing to watch that. Here on your chart, you're seeing a look at things since just about this time last week. Ultimately, Tim, it has been a wild ride indeed for Bitcoin. Many factors contributing to the rise, but also the fall here is what we've been asking a lot of our guests about today, and we'll continue that during the show.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it got near $14,000,
yeah.
And there was that crash on one of the most popular exchanges, and crash was only a few minutes, but that led to it looked like, in hindsight, that led to a lot of people selling, and it hasn't quite gotten back up to the level of close to 14,000.
There you go.
In other cryptocurrency news, Ethereum also getting a little bit crushed, falling below $300. Ethereum's 24-hour high touched $363. Now, it's still up for the week, however, and Ethereum was trading below $270 to start out the week.
All right, and on to some big headlines that we're tracking. In the world of crypto, payments and transactions are at the forefront of digital revolution, the digital revolution that we're following here. Money transfer firms are dipping their toes into cryptocurrency and preparing for the next wave of payments. MoneyGram, a global money transfer company, is teaming up with Ripple in a strategic partnership. With us now is Alex Holmes, CEO of MoneyGram. Alex, we've been looking forward to this conversation all day. Describe the deal for us and why Ripple was the right partner for you.
Yeah, no, excellent. Thanks for having me on the show. Ripple has been doing some amazing things and trying to, promote and move forward the world in terms of cross-border facilitation of payments and money movement. Obviously, cross-border payments and money movement is what we do every day, and we do it in a little bit of a old-fashioned way, right? We keep a lot of money parked in a number of markets all around the world so that we can do real-time settlement. Here comes Ripple with an amazing platform that has the opportunity for us to automate that, speed it up, and do some really great things utilizing their technology. So, I think it's great for us. It's good for them. We have a lot of liquidity around the world. It's something that all crypto exchanges and platforms need in terms of facilitating those payments. And for us, we need to move money as fast as we can, and this is a great way to do it.
So you're not necessarily using cryptocurrency in terms of transferring money, right?
No, that's correct, right? I mean, right now what we're really focused on is back-end processing, right? We run our business really in two ways. We do the front-end consumer interface, which really runs through a different system than all of our global settlement. And our global settlement engine is really one of the big keys to our success, and it's really all about how do we get those payments where they need to be real time. But it does involve a lot of, pre-planned positioning of cash, and that is something that is obviously inefficient and in today's day and age could be eliminated with the right types of technology.
Well, let's talk about that technology and really what changes for people who use MoneyGram. So what's the before and after scenario, without a relationship with Ripple and then after a relationship with Ripple?
Right, yeah, I think that's a great question, and it's really interesting because I think everybody wants to say that suddenly we're big in crypto, we're going to be moving, that for consumers. And right now, that's not really where we're going. Right now, we're looking to improve our back-end settlement platform. But from a consumer perspective, what they should see is a better experience, more real-time payments moving through, which should give them better rates and better opportunities to move money more real-time. Longer term, we think this is a really interesting way to begin to think about how we facilitate cross-border payments through crypto and maybe get the consumers more directly involved in the front end of it. But right now, it's really about that settlement platform. It's about what they call their X-Rapid platform, which is really about how do we do more dynamic foreign currency and settlement management on a real-time basis, enabling us to really pair up those consumer transactions with the back-end need for liquidity in markets.
$50 million in exchange for equity over a 2-year period. Who approached who for this partnership?
Well, we've been involved with each other for about 18 months. We did some pilot work, and then we've been having a lot of discussions. It was really Ripple who then came to us and said, look, we think that an investment in you would make a lot of sense. We think that you're undervalued as an organization. We think that there's tremendous upside in a partnership together and that they'd like to participate in that upside. So, I said, look, we're in a situation where taking on new equity investment makes a lot of sense for us. There's potential for us to partner together in a lot of different ways on a go-forward basis as well. And they were willing to buy in at a premium to market. And it's exciting for us, and I couldn't be more pleased with the partnership and where we're going to go together.
In them approaching you, one would naturally think that this was also a little bit more of a play for liquidity as well, and trying to bring that into its own products, its X-Rapid product, which many people may think of. How might we actually see that really be enacted, that liquidity that all cryptocurrencies are looking for, but especially for Ripple, to make sure that it can be seen as more of a utilitarian token, something that can be transacted quite actively?
Yeah, I think that you've said it exactly right. And, that is kind of the disadvantage of cryptos right now, right? Which is you're trying to build global networks, you're trying to build global platforms, and convincing, people to get on board and use those it takes time. It took us a long time to build the network that we have. It takes us a long time to create what we have, thousands of bank accounts around the world and the ability to pre-position cash. So, the partnership really gives us a chance to speed this up, and really gives them a chance to put real-time, meaningful value into the network and online, and get that liquidity through the system. And I think it's going to show that from a platform perspective, X-Rapid and XRP as an asset is the absolute right one to use for the settlement purposes. And it should, I would think, if done well, is going to enable others to want to jump on board and participate as well. Because I think it's a little bit of the chicken and the egg. I think we have liquidity. We don't have the speed and the back-end processes. They have, the speed, but not the liquidity. I think it's a perfect marriage, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity to show the world what we can do together.
Well, I think it's a particularly interesting partnership, given that when people have talked about cryptocurrency in the past, they've talked about it in the context of putting companies, like competing with companies like MoneyGram.
Right. Yeah, no, and that is what's really interesting about it. I think it's a validation of the model that we have and how unique our model really is. Moving money cross-border is incredibly complicated, and it takes a lot of assets and skills to do that. New technologies come along and they create the opportunity to improve that, but it's still complicated and it's still something that needs a lot of work and a lot of perfection around. I think the future for blockchain, for crypto, is massive. DLT in general, I think, creates a lot of interesting opportunities to speed up what we do today. But it really is going to take a little bit of both. You need the practical business application along with the technology, and this brings that to the market. And so I think it's just really, really cool from that perspective, and I'm super excited to be part of it for sure.
You're not concerned with partnering with somebody that could be seen as a competitor in the future?
Nah, today's day and age, it's all about co-opetition, right? You got to partner with the enemy, and you got to be an enemy of your partner, and you got to make sure that you're positioning yourself well. So look, they got a lot of people they want to talk to and bring on board to the network. I think that expands the network and makes it exciting. I think what we do is better than what anybody else does, and I think we're extremely well positioned to compete in the marketplace. We've built some amazing digital assets in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Bring it on. It's exciting.
Just if I can bring things to current events very quickly here, we only got about 15 seconds, but have you seen a rise in transfers, in payment transfers, especially cross-border, especially as we've watched some of the trade tensions really escalate? How has it impacted your business at all?
Yeah, we're in 200 countries and territories. We do about 22,000 quarter pairs, which means the ability to move from point A to point B. So it takes a lot to change the business model. There's something happening in every market all the time, and whether it's political, whether it's economic, whether it's war, famine, et cetera, trade restrictions, et cetera. So it's always something happening, but people are generally very resilient, and they figure out a way to get their money home. So in general, the market looks good, continues to grow. Cross-border payments, $650 billion market. So it's an exciting time to be in the game for sure.
Alexander Holmes, MoneyGram CEO, thank you so much for joining us on Crypto Craze.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Coming up, guys, crypto faces a big